Hey guys, Sean again. Thought I'd show you a quick tip on lattice modeling, not just for animation anymore. Now, lattice modeling are, well, typically, lattices are used for animation. What we're going to do is we're going to use it and have it bend to our will to be able to actually make some really cool customized shapes. And the nice thing about this, now typically you wouldn't have any texture on here, so we'll just turn our texture off here in this case and turn X-ray off. You would basically have something that's already set up, ready to go, that's modeled, not necessarily even unwrapped yet, and we can actually come up with some really cool shapes. So let's take the default here, and he's grouped, so I'm going to hit the up arrow, and we're going to change his shape here, and in this case, let's just do the body, the windshield, and the body. We'll leave out the wires and the funky engine in the back. And I'm going to hit the space bar. I'm going to go to form, and I'm going to go to lattice. Now, lattice, how it works, there are multiple ways. If I hit the space bar, go back to it real quick. There are multiple tools that you have at your disposal. There's lattice, and they have the initial control, which gives you the control here of the divisions. And down here, this basically controls the output, which is translation. How strong the points that are selected are influencing the points that aren't. So just keep that in mind if you want to, and that's mainly for animation. For what we're doing, you can tweak them out. It just depends the kind of results you want. Overall, the results by default are actually, I don't mind. I think they're not too bad, but you're more than welcome to play with it and mess with some of these different parameters of freezing and grouping. Now, we're going to do 2, 2, and 2. And how this is represented is kind of height, width, and depth. Actually, let's set this to 3, 3, and 3 to get a little more cool control for what we want. So we got the body here, and we can see what it looks like with the texture if you want to. And we can mess with the lattice points. So I'm right-clicking lattice point. Grab this, hit the W key, and move that out. And you'll notice I'm not getting hit too hard on my texture here. But again, you want to have your texture, it's kind of a last resort. I'm just using this guy because he's all ready to go, and he actually is a really good example. I've used it many times in my classes. And we're going to give him a less or even better wings. Right now he has baby chicken wings. Move those out a little bit. And we have some really cool shape that we made. Now over here I've made a few others. Now this one is squished, a little more heavy metal. That's got a Mobius look to it already. It's more heavy metal-ish, a little more cartoony, depending on which animated short you're watching in heavy metal. And we have this guy all set up, and notice it's actually not too bad. And the windshield's coming along for the ride. It is a separate object, and it's handling the lattice like a boss. It's actually not too shabby. And another thing you have too, when you make your lattice, if you want to fix things, if you want to edit it, we can do the spacebar here to form, and we can reset our lattice here, or we can remove our lattice tweaks. Now you can't add any more divisions unless your lattice is in its default state. So I can't divide this anymore when it's already been moved around. And the reason why they do that is because it's mainly for animation, and it wouldn't make any sense to do that. So, that is not an option with us. But we can, if we want to, we can go in here. And I notice I just selected, got a little bit of a warning. Gotta make sure I get the geometry. I can hit the space bar here, go to deform, and go to lattice, and I can paint the weights on this. Now this isn't perfect, it's a bit chunky, but it's a new tool provided by the guys at Autodesk. And this allows me, I can do a replace, and I can say I want the wing that look like it has a little bit of damage on here. And then I can flood it. If I switch it to smooth, do a little bit of flooding, and I can give that kind of damaged look to the wing. Now I have an engine here, so he's kind of showing up for the ride. So if I wanted to, I could just hide that. We can do that actually right now. You can make the wing look a little bit more like it's been hit. We can increase the influence here a little bit more. And we can go in here and mess with the add if we want to. And then we can texture that appropriately. I'm like, oh, this guy's ship got all messed up, and he got in a firefight with a bunch of aliens and stuff, and he almost died. That sounds like a hippie space guy, but that's the best one I got for you. So you can use that, but you got to be careful. That's going to unwrap a little weird. You can get a little texture stuff. You'll have to do a little tweaking, be a little bit creative. So we can also go in here and smooth this out. And that actually looks a little bit better. So again, thought I'd show that to you guys. It's a really cool way, quick way to actually mess with your model. When you're done, you get what you want. You basically grab the group, select the model, hit the up arrow, Control D, and there you go. We have like a model factory of different ships and all sorts of cool stuff that you can come up with. All right, man, that's about it. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it helps you out, and feel free to ask me any questions.